Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we have a quick unboxing overview to go over with you guys. Just got this knife in from Flytanium, that's right. And I'm excited to share what this knife is all about. Flytanium as a brand is also making a debut here in the channel as well. In case you don't know, Flytanium is actually known for making aftermarket scales for knives. And so let's go ahead and start getting in here. Of course, I'll have this knife linked down below so you guys can check out prices, availability, and variants. We got a sticker here for the beef. It's going to be, the model name here is the beef. We got this guy here in the barbecue getting some beef, right? And then here it is, right? Very straightforward packaging, right? On this one, the beef from Flytanium. So let's go ahead and see what this guy is all about here, shall we? First things first, we got that G10 scales on this one with inset liners going on. Check out the pocket clip here. It's a little bit on the thicker side there, if you would. Do like the fact that they have this whole cutout section you can see here on the opposite side. It's very interesting. It is reversible, deep carry clip. Check out the alignment while we're here. That's looking smack in the middle. We got thumb stud deployment here, and it is a crossbar lock. We got a G10 backspacer here in black. Really digging the gray on black aesthetics here, even though there are some other options available as well. Let's go ahead and get this guy deployed here. If you're ready, I'm ready. Bam, right, check that out. We got a D2 blade, stone wash finish going on here. Take a closer look there. We have a nice little race portion here with the nice clip point in the front end. Plenty of belly, so we got quite the blade geometry here, right? You guys be the judge there in the comments. Let me know. Actually, you know, some decent thickness to it. Not too thin, not too thick. Looking good there. And this is, again, D2 steel. Flat grind going on here with a beautiful switch here towards the front. Right, it's going to be obviously on ball bearings for some very smooth action right there. Nice and drop shutty. Let's go ahead and test that. Yeah, calibrating here. Right, nice movement there on the open and close. Kind of get a feel for it. There we go. Get a feel for how much flick of the wrist it needs if I'm going to use the crossbar lock. That's my deployment method. Thumb deployment feels good. And then let's see. Whoops. Reverse flick. There it is. All right. That is nice. What's interesting about these thumb studs, right? They are not necessarily rounded off as you would expect. They do have some sort of cylindrical, you know, kind of bullet end looking feel to them, right? Maybe they could have been rounded off just a tad bit if you ask me. Maybe something like the, you know, Demco 8020.5, something like that does help make it more comfortable. But these are very unique in that sense, so I just wanted to point that out to you. Of course, we got a crossbar lock, so you know there's Omega springs here in the mix. So the action there is pretty good. It's going to be pretty rock solid there, no movement, side to side, up and down of any kind. The liners are actually milled on the inside. Let me get you a closer look there for weight reduction. You can mostly see it from this side there. Take a look. The backspacer is actually quite long, right? Actually goes a good portion of the handle right there, if you ask me. 2 body screws on both sides, and a very pronounced lanyard hole there for my lanyard people, so rejoice. I mean, after all, this is also a very ambidextrous friendly knife. So let me give it a shot here with my left hand. All right, there we go. Obviously, I have 0 dexterity on this hand, so it's going to be a little rough here, but if you're a lefty, rejoice. You can mount the pocket clip on the other side and use this knife, all right? Just as good as any righty out there. We got the Flytanium writing on the blade and D2 and the logo there. So not a lot of billboarding, right? Something is, you know, the font is actually very small there. Checking the ergos. Oh yeah, ergos are nice and beef, nice and beefy. I mean, yeah, definitely the name is fitting, right? Got some good width to them. They're lengthy enough. I'm able to get a full purchase here with my average size hands. Again, not the biggest, not the smallest. I'm good to go here. And this portion right here for placing my thumb, yeah, that feels really good for more control cuts and things like that. Good jimping there on that ramp, thumb ramp there, if you would. Yeah, that feels right at home. Pocket clip is actually pretty comfortable. So really digging that. Give it a nice 9.5, 9.8 out of 10 right there. Let's see a reverse grip. That feels good. Friday night gas station fighting grip. That feels good too. Pacol grip, and all the grips feel really good with this one. We do have sort of like a little belly here, right, as well. This little peaky section here, not too bad. And yeah, it just feels really nice and comfortable in the ergonomics department for sure. I mean, it is definitely a large knife. So let's do some size comparisons here to give you a ballpark on this guy. Next to the Microtech MSI, it's going to be a little bit shorter. Here's the Microtech Stitch. That one's going to be a little bit longer than the Beef. All right, you guys take a look there for yourself. Spyderco PM2, right? Very PM2 size, if anything. Maybe just a hair shorter than the PM2, but of course larger than the Para 3. All right, as you can see. Here's the Demco 8020.5, which, by the way, Flytanium actually did the Flytanium Arcade. It does rock the Shark Lock from Demco Knives, so it's a collaboration with Flytanium and Demco Knives. Hopefully I get a chance to check that one out. Came out here some time ago. And this is the Kumbu Chat, so it's a little bit very comparable to the Chat, maybe just a hair shorter, but definitely larger than the 8020.5. Last but not least, on the budget end of things, we got the Tenable Fin Rear, which is just a hair shorter, and the CJRB Pyrite Light. These are absolutely recommendable. Hopefully you guys own some of these for perspective. And I do have content on all these knives. If you want to check any of these out in particular, just put the knife name Miguel EDC on the YouTube search box. You'll see those videos right away. That is the Fentiso Parrot. This is the Vosti Corgi. And so you can see the beef, right? The beef is longer, beefier, right? Taller on the handle, on the blade. I mean, it's definitely a large knife through and through, no doubt about it. So D2 steel, right? Kind of an interesting steel these days, right? Some people love it. Some people prefer 14C 28N. I mean, as long as it has a good heat treat, which I'll slap on the screen right there based on what they say on the website. It's actually a really, really good steel on the budget end. Definitely feeling good there on the edge. So see how this guy does here on our quick scientific cutting test. Oh yeah. Absolutely cutting through that paper like nobody's business with them with some beautiful swirls. Let's get some full slices. Bam, boom. Oh yeah. Check that out. So is it gonna cut paper? Yeah, absolutely it will, no doubt about it. What about some cardboard? Well, I have a piece of cardboard right here. This portion here is single wall cardboard. This little bit at the end is dual wall cardboard. And remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but at an angle. So it's gonna look something like this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The beef, putting in some work. Any knife, by the way, for that matter, is gonna get a little bit more of a challenge right here once it comes to that dual wall cardboard, because it's cutting twice the material. But just because it's, yeah, there's a dual wall piece right here. All right, just because it slows down, it doesn't mean that it's not gonna cut it, right? So it's gonna cut it just a little bit slower. Even that portion was dual wall cardboard as well. But you guys be the judge on this guy, right? Let me know on a scale from 1 through 10, right? How sharp is this thing out of the box? You guys let me know. And with that beautiful stone wash, right? Once we're done cutting, we can give it a nice little wipe, and it's like nothing happened. So that is the beauty of a beautiful stone wash finish like this one. Well, there you guys have it. That is the beef from Flytanium, right? Is one of their knives here. They're really well known for making aftermarket scales from some of your favorite knives, Spyderco, Benchmates, you name it. But they are, you know, launching their own line of knives. The beef here is actually making a great first impression. But you guys know the drill by now. I'll be carrying this knife for some time, gathering as much feedback as I possibly can. And I'll be dropping a comprehensive review video here in the very near future. Of course, this knife and every other knife you see in this video will be linked down below so you guys can check it out. Prices, availability, and variants. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Either this one or this one. Peace.